So let's start with a basic lead arm, left arm for me being a right-handed player, just a basic movement where the club is travelling at the same speed as my left arm. That's fine. We can do a chip shot. So we'll do one just with my lead arm. Okay, that's fine. Fraction clean. But you'll see on the video, no wrist, just a swing of my left arm. Now if I want to hit it a little bit further, I could try and swing my arm faster, but it gets a little bit more difficult once you get past that sort of 50-yard mark. So now I'm going to add on some power by loading my left wrist. So I'm going to get that fully hinged, fully cocked and fully set. But I'm then going to do the same movement with my left arm. I'm not going to do anything else other than what I just did. Tiny bit off to the right, but you can see it generated quite a lot more power. And I didn't hit it very hard. The finish was pretty much the same, maybe just a little bit further. And ultimately, if I want to hit it further again, I really make sure I've got this as fully loaded as I can going back. And all I'm going to do is swing my left arm back down and through and forget the release, because this is an automatic release that I'm doing here. So that's an automatic release. I was quite pleased with that one, hit that one quite sweetly. So it's gone, 115 or 16 yards. And that's just by me setting everything going back and then just swinging my left arm through and allowing the club to simply catch up. Now the second option is exactly the same. However, now I'm going to physically try to release the club myself. Same swing. So the first swing, there's no wrist, so I won't bother with that one. Add the wrist on and then release straight away. I'm not going to wait or try and time that. I'm just going to do it immediately. So small swing. And that's gone quite well for a small swing with me physically trying to release the club. Okay, quite good. Now I'm predominantly right-handed, so I'm quite pleased that I'm able to demonstrate this to you in quite a good way. So I'm going to now swing a little bit further, again fully hinging, but now I'm going to release again at the start of the downswing. Yeah, not bad. Didn't feel like I really quite got the release as good as I could there. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Now, if we look at the right hand, right arm for a right-handed player, we can't really do this one. Yeah, we could for a little tiny swing. But if I go through now, my left arm wants to be sort of here. It's really hard for me to get my right hand through to the position where my left arm wanted to go. And that's because my left arm can swing freely by pivoting here on my left shoulder and out. I can't now get my right hand to my left hand, which is obviously what I want. So the only way I can do that is by rotating through. So it's really what we would call firing our right side. So it's not this one, which I see a lot of my pupils doing. I explain the hand and wrist action to them, and that's they can normally get that with their lead arm. But as soon as the trail hand and the trail arm starts to try to release, I can't get my left hand on in that position. It's Well, it's not impossible, but it would be quite weird. So on this one, I'm going to use a little bit of wrist. I'm going to release it myself rather than it being more automatic. But I'm going to try to fire the right side to marry up to where my left arm would be. A little bit left, but you can see here I can get my left arm into position quite comfortably. You'll see there's extension out through with my right arm. Whereas if I did it without allowing the rotation and firing the right side, it really is hard to hit the ball. And if I hold this position, trying to get my left hand on there is just about impossible. And as you can see, look pretty awful too. So to marry them up, this right side, both arms are effectively doing the same. The only thing you're adding on when you use both hands and both arms is your trail side, right side for me, has to join in. It has to turn so that they can be married here. So one more. Two hands this time. Small swing, set the wrists, and I'm going to physically try and release them, or what was sometimes known as, are you a pusher or a puller? And as you'd expect, there's more power with that shot. So I've got double force now, both hands, both arms, and you can see in the finish there, quite good, not a bad looking finish, but both hands and arms were accommodated through. And just remember, you're just not going to get any good without firing this side. It doesn't really affect the left because it can naturally pivot and swing through from the left shoulder, but this arm's got to get across that side, and the only way it can do it is by rotating through. So hopefully that's been somewhat enlightening for you, how the club can release automatically, how you can physically release it. And just remember that the only real change you're making there when you've got both hands on is you must fire the trail side, right side for me, being a right-handed player. But look, as ever, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I always reply to the comments, and like, subscribe, share and all that stuff. And until next time, thanks very much for watching.